Loshak at? The bottle's getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. We do this every morning. We've got NHL today, two NBA games. We're going to talk about college basketball. We're going to have Mr. Goster with us. I believe we're going to have Connor Mack with us. It should be a nice show. Once again, I haven't had a chance to post the link to Twitter yet, so I got to do that. NHL interesting as always. Always great to hear Mr. Goster break everything down. We got the usual assortment of stuff, huge favorites, teams that haven't been winning and we think that they should be winning, a whole bunch of stuff that should be interesting in NHL. Two crazy NBA games. Great that we're going to have Connor Mack to discuss those games, because I'll tell you right now, my notes on both of those games is don't really have a clue. Right, they're the in-tournament, in-season tournament games, and I looked at them. I ran some numbers, and my conclusion on both those games is don't really have a clue. But we'll have the comment section. We'll have Connor Mack. Maybe someone in the comment section or Connor Mack will have a clue. And we'll talk about college basketball. Very interesting at this time of year. Of course, there's always teams that are kind of like in sandwich spots, right? Coming off of big games or looking ahead to big games and playing like those, mid-major teams, or they're a massive favorite, might be a good fade. So we got a few situations like that in college basketball. We'll talk about those. It should be good. And Jose Bouquet, why don't you pop in for a second, because I want to chat with you for a couple seconds and then post the link to Twitter, because I haven't been able to. We got everyone in the comments section here. Billy Friedrich, I'm on Evansville 24. Yeah, that's an interesting case. Evansville has been great ATS, but so has BYU though. So that's a crazy spread. I'm not sure what to think. I'd be leaning Evansville as well, and also, of course, leaning UMKC going up against Kansas in that game. Sharon Polium, Nate Dogg, Rocco Rogers, Billy Friedrich, Jay Smooth, and there you go. Justin McElvey stacks play of the day on Grand Canyon, and I would agree with that. Of course, Grand Canyon is a home dog against San Diego State, who's now ranked. Coming off of a close win. They got another win, but it was close. It was an ATS loss. Now they're going up against Grand Canyon, and I would agree fairly strongly with that opinion just given by Justin McElvey on Grand Canyon. Jose Bouquet, how's everything going with you while I post this link to Twitter?
Pete. I'm sure you had a kind of disappointing weekend, because I saw we have a winner for the Survivor contest, and it was not you.
Oh, it was Jimmy, though, right?
Yeah, Jimmy won the Survivor contest.
Very happy about that.
He won a bunch of his Survivor contests because he's been picking the same picks. So he did that. And to put the cherry on the cake, I haven't really got to talk to him yet, but he told me before the game he put a hedge, a plus 3.5 on the Panthers for $1,000, and he cashes that as well on top of cashing the Survivor. So it was a huge weekend for my good old Dag James. I haven't talked to him, so I'm a little worried.
No, that's great to hear. And this is the truth. I was actually I'm very happy that Jimmy won it, but I'm going to have a new just approach to everything, because I swear this is true. Starting on Monday, I was like, the Texans are going to be my play, obviously. So, and I don't know if you can check in Pub Sports Radio when people change their picks. Can you? Can you check the history?
No, unfortunately not. I wish, because I would have found out how I fucking unpicked one of my picks.
Yeah. So I had Houston going on the whole day, and then at 9:58, literally p.m. before the deadline, I switched it to Pittsburgh just because, I was I was reading about the offensive line issues with Houston, and obviously Arizona is a team that, but I liked Arizona against the spread as well, and it was stupid. So that was but I'm very happy that the result of that was that Jimmy the Bag won instead of some other asshole. So that's all great. It would have been fun to have me and Jim go head to head, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, you guys tend to go head-to-head poker tournament. Now this is
It would have been great. It would have been great. I cannot believe I did that. It's just so like my first. I do that over and over again, including in like NHL and this show. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I think that might have been the last straw. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm not upset that I lost. I'm upset in the way that I lost. You know what I'm saying, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, you're a tinkerer, Pete. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the fucking word that I used when I was like talking to people about it. Yeah, so bad, so stupid. If I was just like, yeah, of course I'm going to pick Pittsburgh, and it turned out they were wrong, I'd be like, oh, that was stupid. Let me go back and see why I was wrong. But I'd be okay with it. You know what I mean? But like, that's the worst part is when you have the right thing and then just what do they call it? Idleness is the devil's play hands or something like that. They say that like when you have too much time on your hands, you start fucking shit up. And yeah, absolutely. All right. But we're going to have a good show today, I think. And once again, congratulations to Jimmy the Bag. When I realized that Jimmy the Bag won it, I was like, that is a win. I did win the contest. I won Survivor because Jimmy won. So if Jimmy wins, I feel like I won. I feel like I won. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I, as his son, I wish I could say the same thing, but we don't have a relationship where he gives me money. So
Right.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. By the way, shout out to Rocco Rogers, who just got surgery apparently, and he's recovering in the hospital. So it's glad to see him in the chat. Hope you're doing all right, Rocco Rogers.
Yes. Shout out to Rocco Rogers. All right. Huge shout out. Huge shout out. All right. And Dan Kelly, comment from Dan Kelly. Good morning. Pete and Joe. LeBron listed as 50-50. Yeah, but will those guys at the end of the bench who could really use that in-season tournament money let him miss that game? Yeah, I have those two NBA games. I have no friggin' clue. Let's see. North Ender says he likes Grand Canyon as well. Okay, I guess we can up and Rocco Rogers says, hope everyone else has been riding those Preds first period overs nonstop. Hell yeah, great comment there from Rocco Rogers. I won't have to copy and paste that. I'll remember it. Looking for other comments. Chosen One, shout out to you. Let me see. Dan Kelly's my nephew. Won a 90K survivor. Holy shit, really? 90K survivor pool last night before Sunday. He offered the other guys around Jacksonville to split it 3 ways, and they said no. Wow. A 90K survivor pool.
Can only dream.
Shout out to Dan Kelly. Holy crap. Yeah, very, 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 very nice. Hell yeah. Shout out to Dan Kelly. All right. Yeah. In that one, I almost feel like I won too. I almost feel Dan Kelly's nephew won. That means I won. That means I won a survivor pool, kind of.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys go up to Syracuse and watch the 2-3 zone again. I'm excited for that.
North Ender says MSU Spartans fit the unranked home favorite model. Yeah, I like Michigan State as well. Although the line has gotten bet up from 3.5 to 5.5. Now I'm not sure. Maybe take the money line. 5.5 is pushing it a little bit, but of course Wisconsin is off the huge win over Marquette, and now they're going into Michigan State. Michigan State underwhelming a little bit this year and underachieving, and now they are at home. I definitely like Michigan State in that one as well. All right, why don't you talk for about a couple seconds, Jose Bouquet, while I post a link to Twitter just so I can know that it's posted, and then we'll start off with the show. Okay, Jose Bouquet?
Sure, do your thing, Pedro. I'll go ahead and introduce our next guest because I'm always interested and love talking to him. You'll see him at Pubapalooza 3. You'll also see Peter Loshak at Pubapalooza 3. Pete, let me tell you, the list of names is growing for Pubapalooza 3. It's going to be a great, great time. I think we'll have double the people we had last time. It'll be a whole lot of fun. So don't forget to make those plans, Pete. Get an Airbnb, hotel, whatever you got to do. It's fun to split an Airbnb with the fellas as well. I'm sure everyone would love to have you in their house, and everyone will love to have this guy in their house. Though you will have to deal with the smell of tobacco and weed in the backyard. It is Mr. Goster joining the program. Goster, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be here. Congrats to Jimmy, though. I did not know Jimmy won that Survivor. Congrats to James, James the Bag. So,
I mean, the best part about it was him cashing the hedge too. The plus 3.5 for 1,000 on top of that is nutty.
Honestly, couldn't happen to a better guy. Jimmy, he's one of the guys that's really kept this thing going. Peter, it's Jimmy's put there's no one that works harder, I would say, honestly, than Jimmy. I've seen it in person too. So it's good to see it's paid off for our guy, Jim. And
absolutely. And I was thinking about it. I was like, would I rather win it or have Jimmy win it? I actually, honestly, would rather have Jimmy win it. I mean, I would rather have myself win it more than anyone else besides Jimmy. But I'm so happy that he got it. I really am.
Yeah,
At first,
too.
I learned a great lesson about myself. The results of the great lesson were a win for Jim. In the end, everything's great.
Chili Dog Dooley, by the way, will be at Pubblepalooza 3. Yeah, I think I can safely say I would rather win the contest, the Survivor contest, than Jimmy, but I guess it's all right that he did it.
You're not as spiritually advanced as I am. That's okay.
That's
so true. I wouldn't expect you to have any other opinion than that.
It's coming your way soon. It's coming your way soon.
It's going to be fun. But yeah, Goster, you're making your plans for Pubblepalooza 3, correct? You're going to be
there. I can't wait. If anyone wants to bring on this this Canadian here, I'd love to Airbnb, whatever it may be. But
Goster, you got an Airbnb by yourself last time, and you said you had a great time.
It was. You know what, guys? Give me a shout there. I got a nice spot. It's just around the corner from the South Town, and it can fit, I think, up to like 6 or 7. So I just been, a lone Goster there. But yeah, no, by all means, guys, shoot me a message on Twitter if you are interested. We can maybe fire something up. It's be the 3rd time I've gone, and it's a hell of a time. So
okay, all right, great. No one gives a shit how much Goster enjoyed pub sports, the Pubblepalooza. They want to hear NHL. They want to hear what Goster has to say about the NHL lines. Can we get into it, baby?
Yeah, we're waiting for you, Pete.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, I just need. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'm fucking up left and right. That's okay. Yeah, no, what people do want to hear. I want to hear about how Mr. Goster enjoyed that Pubblepalooza. It is going to be fun. The link is up on Twitter just to make sure that it's up there, just in case that's how people find out about it. And we're ready to go. You ready to go, Gogi?
Oh, buddy, I'm ready to go. Nice 8 games played. Let's get after it.
Okay. All right. Okay. At least you got an okay joke out of that one. All right. Let's start with NHL. Let's see what we got here. First game, Kings and Columbus. Kings obviously mostly rolling. Beat Colorado in their last game. Generally awesome. Huge favorite here, right? Columbus lost at Boston, but they're kind of 50-50 right now after a long run of losing. They're good at home. The Kings, of course, as we know, people have been talking about on a record-setting run of road wins. Here they are, another road game, but it's going to be, a bit of a challenge. Columbus, okay, recently, strong at home, getting a big home dog line. So my sense was, I don't know, probably best to pass, maybe under, maybe first period under. What's your take on this one, Gogi?
Yeah, it could maybe the under spot. I think that might be where we're going to go here, guys. The power play penalty kill, Pete. Listen to this. Penalty kill both these teams, home road splits, 90% and 87. We got a bit of a sample size too. So those are really good penalty kills, especially for the Blue Jackets. That's at home. And then looking at the goaltenders, who's going to be between the pipes? Merzlikins, guys. We've been talking about this guy for a while. And our guy, Jimmy the Bag, he said he thinks Merzlikins is going to have a better year. And what's he doing right now, Jim? Pete? 3-2, 0.937 save percentage. And then at home, 4-4-1, 0.923. Goals against or below 3. And then on the other side, you got Talbot. He's 8-0, Pete, with a 951 save percentage. I can't believe it. That's insane. Cam Talbot has a 951, 1.40 save percentage, or goals against, 8-0 on the road, and he's been solid in his last 5 games, guys. If you look at LA too, they've won 6 games, not allowing more than 2 goals, Pete. So this team's playing really good defensively. But on the other side, so is Columbus, I feel. Sillinger is going to be out. Severson, that does hurt a little bit on their D end. And then Roslovich. Where I'm going to go with this game, guys, I don't think Columbus is going to win this. I don't think they're going to have enough firepower to keep up, even though they do have a lot of offense on this team. But with the goaltenders and the power and the penalty kills, how strong they are, it's going to have to be 5-on-5 hockey. I don't think we're going to get over 7.5 goals, Pete. So I'm going to go LA Kings money line and the under 7.5 at -105. I really think these goaltenders, guys, in this penalty kill, I'll say 3-1, 3-2, maybe 4-2 max here for the Kings. I think this is going to be a good goaltender battle here tonight, Pete.
I think so as well. I'm going to start off. I'll take the first period under 1.5 plus 109 current line at Pinnacle. You can probably find a little bit better somewhere else, but I'll take the Pinnacle line first period under 1.5 plus 109 and the full game. I don't know. It's just I've taken so many unders that were great the first 2 periods, and then they shot over at the end of the third period, and I've gotten burned. That could easily happen here. You know what I mean?
It could too, and I got a number here too: 15-8. Both these teams in the second period to the over 1.5. So there tend to be a little bit more goals in the second period. But this Columbus team 5-6 to the under in their last 6 games. So Columbus has been playing to the under as well. So not going to overthink this one. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
And there we go. Billy Friedrich says first period under is plus 122 currently at bookmakers. So that's my official play. LA Columbus, first period under 1.5 plus 122. Thank you so much, Billy Friedrich. Okay, looking at the comments section. Billy Friedrich likes the first period under as well. Nate Dogg likes Kings money line and lean over. He's talking about full game. All right, let's move on. Next game on the card, Mr. Goster, Rangers and Ottawa. Rangers have been winning. A lot of them have been very close, though. For example, last game, 6-5 win as a minus 400 favorite. And then you got Ottawa. I'm sorry?
That's your team.
What? Which one?
The Rangers. The Rangers. Come on.
The Rangers. You mean because I like to say their name in a funny way or because I care what happens? I don't give a fuck what happens to any of these teams. Yeah, I don't have a fucking team. Although, yeah, I do think it's funny when people with New York accents go, "Let's go Rangers." And I say that.
There it is.
When I'm in the show. Let's go Rangers. All right. They've been winning. A lot of them are close. Last game was a close win as a 400 fave. Ottawa, awful win, but they had lost 3 in a row before that. And this one, I really just don't know what to make of it. Got nothing as of right now. Free play, I really don't know what I would do. Honestly, what do you think, Gogi?
This is a tough game. Ottawa's not going in the right direction, Pete. They won 2-0 against Seattle. That was a desperation win. This coach is very close. I don't know if he's going to get fired this year or what's going to happen, but everyone knows DJ Smith. This team's just underachieving, Pete. They don't have a lot of injuries either. Who's out for the Sens? Kastlick and then still gambling Pinto. He's out. Both these teams, talk about shots on goal. I think this is important too. Rangers are 23rd on the road, ranked 23rd shots on goal. Senators are 18th. So surprisingly, not as many pucks are on net between these two teams' home road splits. And then goaltending, Korpisalo, guys, who should be starting in net. He's very middling, average goalie, sub 900 save percentage. Goals against is above 3, both last 5 and at home. And then on the other end, Shesterkin's starting to play better hockey, 7-2, 9-17, 2-5-4. And then special teams is in the Rangers' favor. They've won 6 of 7. I would not be on the Senators here. I do think it may be another low-scoring game. Too many question marks, though, Pete. The line's I would have thought the Rangers would be a little more of a favorite here, to be honest, but I'm going to lay off this one. It kind of reminds me in a weird way. You remember that Tampa Bay Arizona game, Pete? Arizona, I think, beat Tampa Bay, and that line was kind of low it kind of had you wondering why it was so low. I'm going to lay off this one. I would lean towards the Rangers just because of how flaky the Senators team's been, and just looking at their numbers, the way they've been playing, I would have to lean Rangers. Not going to make the card though.
Yeah, it has gotten bet up a little bit, at least at some places. It opened like right around 130 or so. Now it's up into the 140s. So money coming in on the Rangers and the total. Let me see what has happened to the total. Yeah, not much as far as the total is concerned. All right, I'm going to pass.
Ottawa's just so unpredictable. Ottawa's so unpredictable, Pete. I think everyone in the chat would agree. Like this team's just like they won 3 before: Calgary, Detroit, Minnesota. Then they lose 3: the Islanders, Florida, Columbus. Like and this is I got their farm team in my backyard here, Pete. So I got a lot of news on Ottawa, and they've sent back a lot of their big names too that were on the Ottawa's team. So they got their whole team in the lineup right now. So if Ottawa's going to put a good foot forward, it could be tonight. It's going to be tough with Shesterkin and one of the better defensive teams in the league. So I got nothing on this game. Should be a good one though.
Yeah, I mean Forsberg is I'm seeing likely, not confirmed, but likely.
Forsberg likely.
Yeah, for Ottawa.
Between both these goalies, Pete, they're both very average, very, very average right now. So I don't think it really matters who's in net, to be honest. Okay. Looking at comments, Cheshire Cat says, never know what you're going to get with the Sens. Eileen Rangers. Yeah, the line has gotten bet up a little bit in that direction. And looking at Nate Dogg 420 says, Pete, do you go to Rangers games or any of the sports? I mean, sure, if someone invites me, sure. But do I just like go by myself and be like, God, I hope the Rangers win? No, of course not. You got your jersey on, you got your old school hat from when Messier won.
No. Yeah. But if someone invites me, like, we're all gonna go, it's gonna be a party. I mean, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll go. All right, next game on the card, Mr. Goster. San Jose and the Islanders. Okay. San Jose has actually won 3 out of 5 now. They almost won that last game against the Rangers as a huge underdog. Islanders now 2 straight road wins as a big dog. Now they're back home, though, and, the question is what's up with San Jose? If they maybe turned a little bit of a corner, I think maybe so. I think I might be willing to take a shot with San Jose first period and maybe San Jose team total over. Islanders, 2 very nice straight road wins as a big dog. But again, now they're coming back home. Huge favorite over San Jose. For most of the year, San Jose was an auto fade regardless of the line. Now they've won 3 of 5, all as a huge dog. Here they are a huge dog again. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think maybe a little recency bias with the Sharks. They're 6 they're 6-19, Pete.
Right.
And they, take away those 2 last games, this team hadn't scored. They haven't scored 2 goals on the road. So they finally are starting to put it together. But for the most part, like this, the San Jose team is they're the new Arizona. That's the best way to put it. They remember Arizona guys of the past. I think they're like the new Arizona. They're gonna maybe get up and beat these. Look, they beat the Devils, for crying out loud, on the road and almost beat the Rangers. But then they're gonna just revert back to the shitty old Sharks. I think here, guys. Sorokin has been confirmed too, Pete.
Yes.
926, 927 save percentage last 5 and at home. This guy's the real deal. We all know he's the real deal. And then Blackwood, he's 0-8 with an 889 save percentage, 4.12 goals against. Power plays 11%, 72% penalty kill for the Sharks. I don't see them winning this game, Pete. I'm going to take the under 7.5 here, and I'm going to take the Islanders money line. It's going to be minus 135, a little bit of juice, but I don't see the San Jose scoring much here. Kind of similar to like what it's been, guys. Maybe 2 goals, and then even if the Islanders score 5, we still cash it. So I think Islanders are going to win this, and it stays under, Pete.
Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, Sorokin tends to be great at home. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it though. I'm going to trust my capping and stuff here. I'm going to take a shot with San Jose first period. I'm going to take the Pinnacle line plus 195. That's San Jose first period plus plus. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, and I like that. I wouldn't talk you off the first period just for how well they've been playing, and also the Islanders are coming home off a bit of a road trip, so you could maybe get them first period.
San Jose plus 195. I could, in case it's like 1-1 or something like that, I could take a San Jose just to score in the first period at minus 110. But I'll just take San Jose first period plus 195. We'll see how it shakes out. But yeah, I agree with you that the Islanders are obviously the much stronger team here. It does feel a bit like an under, no question about that. The line has gotten bet up in the Islanders' favor since opening. No surprise there. Opened right around 260 or so. Now it's about 40 cents higher than that, and the total has gotten bet down a little bit. Opened pretty low, and now it's gotten bet down. So maybe I'm missing that. But yeah. I could also see it being like relatively low scoring to start, and then the Isles put up 3 or 4 goals in the third period, and then it soars over and they get the win. So, all right, Mr. Goster is on his pick. I'm going to take San Jose first period. Glance to the comment section to see if anyone has an opinion. Not Flush Allen.
So, Mike,
be careful. You will see the same in most sports. When the season starts and the entire world is talking about how bad they are, you'll get a few weeks of crazy effort, then back to reality. Right. The question is, what exactly does a few weeks mean? How long? How many games does a few weeks entail? I think we're going to get another crazy effort here, at least early, from San Jose. They've got some life to them. They're still on the road trip in the New York area. It's tough, but okay. Huge shout out to Nutflush Allen.
That's kind of what I was saying.
Shout out to Red Girl. What'd you say?
That's what I was saying, just about how they're going to regress, just like Mike's saying, in all sports. You see that. I'm sorry, I got someone at the door here trying to slip something under my door. Living in apartments, they can beat it. But I agree with what Nutflush Allen's saying there.
Right.
The Islanders too. They got 6 home games coming up. This is their first of 6 home games. So, Pete, if you want, take a trip to Long Island, get the crew, catch a game.
Toronto. Sure. Let's go Islanders.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it is fun to say that. It is fun. That is a fun thing just to come out of your mouth. I will admit.
If you guys haven't been to a hockey game, there's nothing like it. Especially if you can get an original 6, like the Rangers, Boston, Detroit, Chicago, like those towns. It's engraved in their culture. So good times.
Maybe I'll just walk down the street going, "Let's go Devils, Islanders, and Rangers."
I don't know how that'll work, Pete. I don't know.
All right. Cheshire Cat kind of likes the Kings minus 1.5. Shout out to Red Girl. Huge. Ron Crawford. Spreadsheet play of the day. Wow. LA Kings minus 1.5. Wow, look at that. Copying and pasting this. Spreadsheet play of the day. Huge shout out to Ron Crawford, LA Kings. Spreadsheet play of the day -1.5. I mean, that's certainly, the Kings are friggin' juggernaut on the road. Makes a lot of sense.
I like a lot of unders. I think that's going to be with how well Merzlikins is playing too. Lower scoring game. But yeah, I do like that Kings play.
Nate Dogg 420 though, like Sharks +1.5. All right, let's move on here. Next game, Detroit and Buffalo. This is an interesting one as well. Detroit won 5 out of 6. Very nice for them. Detroit. Buffalo mostly losing, getting a win here and there, and they're a little bit banged up, right? They got a bunch of guys banged up. Alex Touch is banged up, and he's I'm not sure if he's gonna play here. They got a bunch of guys who are banged up. In general, Buffalo banged up, mostly losing, getting a win here and there. Detroit's off that emotional win a few days ago where they were down, then they gave it up, and then they won in overtime against Montreal. I don't know, and it's a suspiciously low line. I was thinking maybe Buffalo's the play here, but I want to hear what you have to say about this one.
Oh, Buffalo, man, they got injury right now to Tuck, Greenway, Thompson. All these guys are game time decision possibly. Quinn's out too. Gergenson's out. Their power play, Pete, I might have to double check this. 8% at home. Like they're really bad. They're just not performing right now. 86% penalty kill. But then on the other end, guys, the Red Wings are playing some of their best hockey like they were at the beginning of the year. They've won 5 of 6. They're going to have Patrick Kane, probably not tonight, but probably Thursday. They're going to have our guy Patty Kane back on the ice. So Leon, 2 guys. This guy, Alex Leon, or Lion, as they call him. I call him Leon. 3-1 his last 5 games. 958 save percentage, 126. You know, they have Huso, they got Reimer, and now the Lion or Leon, whatever you want to call him. They got 3 goalies that are playing well. This Detroit team, I think, is going to be a bet on, to be honest. I think the spark from Kane is gonna help this team. They've had an issue too with their captain, tragic thing with their family. I think one of their kids passed away. So I think this Detroit team, they're going to start rallying here soon, guys. They got a lot of goaltending. They got 3 goalies that can play. And I think they're deep with lines. They've had a lot of nice additions from Yzerman. I'm taking Detroit guys on the money line here, and I'm taking another full game under 7.5. Luke Kokkonen on the other side, Pete, he's been solid. He's been fine. 924 save percentage, 208 at home. It's just their offense, and with the question marks, injuries for the Sabres, I don't think they got the scoring. 8% power play too, like going up against 25% on the road for the Red Wings. Won 5 of 6. Again, I'm not going to overthink this one, guys. I think it's going to be a lower scoring too. I don't think either of these teams are going to, with how bad Buffalo's playing, they can't afford these collapses defensively. Like their coach is even on the hot seat, Dan Granato. So I think Detroit in the under, guys, 7.5. It's going to be +150. I'm surprised this line's as low as it is, to be honest.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Not Flush Out says he should have been paid a bonus for giving out Arizona team total over 3.5 at +135 on Jimmy's show yesterday. The cash first period. I asked my locals on the bonus and he hung up on me. Give shout out to Nutflush Allen. Huge shout out to Nutflush Allen. Yeah, Billy Friedrich leaning under on this one as well.
Yep.
Billy Friedrich says Blues look good except for against the Yotes. Yeah, all right. Well, the under might be worth a shot here. Should I tell that? I don't know. Yeah, it's a 6.5, just -105 on both sides right now at Pinnacle. You like the under, huh?
Under. See, I'm going up to 7.5 just to be safe. I think Detroit. I would feel stronger, Pete, to be honest, that Detroit wins this game. I would be surprised if the Sabres, even though they're at home, just how inconsistent. They're similar to Ottawa right now. They're very inconsistent, and you got Detroit and even like the Rangers, who are just playing really good hockey right now. So
yeah. Well, it has gotten bet up about 10 cents in Detroit's favor since opening. All right, no need to push it or force it. I'm going to pass on this one. Hope you cash Gogi. All right, next game, Nashville, Chicago. Here we go. Really? Nashville lost 2 of 3, but they won 6 in a row before that, and Chicago lost 3 in a row on a bad trip. No offense. Now they're back home. And they've done a little bit better at home. And once again, of course, Chicago is a huge dog. I was thinking Chicago is probably the play here, first period, maybe full game, and maybe team total over. Just not sure Chicago should be this big of a home dog here, coming off a bad road trip, unless there's something really fundamental about their road struggles that you think is going to continue. Got to think Chicago's the play here. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't talk anyone off Chicago here. Nashville has been playing good hockey, though. Pete won 7 of their last 9. But Saros, he's very hit and miss, guys. 4-1 last 5 games, but on the road he's 2-5. The save percentage is okay, 907. Both teams are somewhat healthy. This is a game, to be honest, I haven't saw enough of these central games, Pete. Caught enough of these Predators, Blackhawks. I don't have a good feel on this game, guys. I have Nashville in the under 7.5. Mrazek seems to play a lot better. He does actually play a lot better, guys, at home. He's 1-4 though in his last 5, 854, but he's going home where he does play much better. 918 save percentage, 284 goals against. So I lean to the under here. I wouldn't talk anyone off Chicago. Just it's not going to make the card here, guys. Haven't caught enough. I'd honestly like to hear what you guys got to say in the chat. Any locals from these two towns, what they have to say. I lean to the under though.
I mean, is Saros that great? Like, he has his good games, of course, but is he like? Yeah, he's mostly very good, I guess. What's your take on Saros?
He has been a good goalie, Pete. Like, this guy's been in the league for a while. UC Saros. Like, I'm just bringing up his splits right now. Like, let me just see quickly here. Stats. Here we go. So, let's just date back to 2019, 2020, 914, 927, 918, 919, and now he's got a 900 save percentage. So he's playing. This is the worst hockey he's played so far. It still is early. But yeah, 3.05 goals against. You could say he maybe would regress a little bit back to his numbers, which are more 915 save percentage. Goals against isn't that high, isn't in the threes where it is now. So I do think, and with how weak this Chicago team is, they don't have a lot of offense for the most part. Bolivier, Zale, Paul, Athanasiou. I think the under. I think the under could be live here. Could be.
You think so? They've got, but I mean, yeah, they've had a bad run on the road, but before that, at home, they're putting up some okay offensive numbers. You think that they're really weak offensively for real?
Who, Nashville or Chicago?
Chicago.
Yeah. Well, looking at their lineup, Pete, I don't think Chicago. No, like Foligno, Bedard, and Kurashev. You got Foligno on your first round, on your first line. Sorry, then you got Gutman, who's a young kid here. They got centering with Taylor Radish, Tyler Johnson. They have no big names, so this team doesn't have. They're just a gritty team, kind of like San Jose. You got Joey Anderson, used to play for the Leafs forever on the third line. Ryan Donato, Reese Johnson, like Mackenzie Entwistle. This isn't a pretty hockey team. This is not an offensive hockey team. No, Pete. I would, especially without Athanasiou, Hall, and then Bolivier. Those are your 3 snipers. Those are the guys that are more experienced, that are offensive, or at least you need those guys back in the lineup, I would think. So that's, I guess, why I had Nashville in the under originally written down.
All right, well, I'm going to take a shot with the Blackhawks to score in the first period, not necessarily Blackhawks to win the first period. It's -148 current line at Pinnacle, and I will take a shot with that. Blackhawks to score in the first period, yes, -148. Kent Davies says Chicago guy here. Blackhawks suck. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do suck.
And he says if the Hawks score, it all might go over.
Right. Andrew G says I want the under. A lot of people liking the under. Cheshire Cat said if Soderblom's in, I take Pred's team total over. Robert Franklin likes under 6.5. Kent Davies says the Hawks give up goals like a sieve. Yeah, all right. I'm just going to take the Hawks to score in the first period, -148. We'll see how this turns out. But yeah, a lot of people
good point from Bailey. Good point from Billy there, Pete. 1-3 after releasing Corey Perry from that whole fiasco on the team there. And they've got outscored 15-8. Great point from Billy. So just not poor Bedard. I feel bad for this guy. It's not easy right now for him.
Yeah, the Preds are. I mean, the Blackhawks are a pretty crappy team. Still, I'm going to take a shot with the first period. Team total over. 0 goal, half goal at -148. All right, next game on the card, Minnesota-Calgary. Minnesota, of course, have won 3 in a row since the coaching change, right? They were 7 in a row before that. Then they had the coaching change, and now they've won 3 in a row. Calgary off the home loss to Vancouver, but generally, kind of 50-50. And I don't know, why not Minnesota again? Minnesota first period, just a judgment call here. Is Minnesota going to continue to roll here? Calgary, clearly a team that can be vulnerable. What do you think, Gogi?
I don't know why is Calgary going to stop this team? I know Minnesota's beat St. Louis, Nashville, and Chicago, not the toughest of opponents, but 4-1, 6-1, 3-1. They're winning handedly. And then this Calgary team, yeah, they beat Dallas. Okay, they beat Vegas. I still think they're inconsistent. And another issue is the injuries here. There's a possible injury here with Lindholm. He's a key player on this team. I believe he's a centerman, I want to say. And then Markstrom, he could be in, could be out. We don't know. He's also day-to-day. And he's been okay. 887, 874 save percentage, both at home and last 5. Gustafsson, since they got this new coach in, Pete, he's really recently. He's 2-1 in his last 5, 931 save percentage, 1.79 goals against. It really shows that ever since they got Haynes in here, this team's really made a turnaround. And I don't think Calgary's gonna score enough to beat this Minnesota team, Pete, to be honest. I know, they scored 4 against Dallas. That was impressive. They did get 3 against Vancouver. I think if Lindholm's going to be out, and just how well this Minnesota team's been playing, guys. Both these teams do put, let me get this out, shots on goal. Both these teams like to pepper the puck, 8th and 8th. So they're in the top 10 in scoring, or at least shots on goal. So you're going to want the stronger goaltender, that tells me, and that's Gustafsson right now, Pete. Power play too, 20% on the road for the Minnesota Wild guys, 12% for Calgary, and then 72% penalty kill for the Minnesota, 83% for Calgary. So, I still feel pretty strong on this. So I'm going to take Minnesota money line, Pete, and Calgary team total under 3.5. Under 3.5. It's going to be plus 115 just to get that plus money. I think it's minus 110 right now, money line on Minnesota. So Bogosian's out for the Wild. That don't matter really to me. So give me Minnesota here to keep her rolling with the new coach.
Yeah, it's Gustafsson is confirmed for the Wild, and but I believe that Markstrom was banged up a little bit. I'm seeing him as unconfirmed, but listed. What'd you say?
Yeah, day-to-day banged up, so that's another thing. You got a possibly a banged up goalie going, and then Dan Vladar, Darth Vlader.
Oh, no. Now I'm seeing Dustin Wolf unconfirmed, but he's Dustin probably yes.
So they called up Dusty Wolf from the Calgary Wranglers. Okay, they called up Dusty Wolf from the Wranglers. So Wranglers have been one of the top teams in the AHL, guys. This guy, he's a good goalie, small goalie.
He's good, yeah.
He's like 5'11", though, Pete. He's a small goalie, 6 foot. He's no bigger than probably 6 foot. Dustin Wolf, I'm still – these are 2 up-and-coming goaltenders here. Gustafsson's had much more play in the NHL. I'll trust Gustafsson here, but maybe another under. Are all these games?
Yeah, no, but I mean, Wolf was a friggin' MVP of the AHL.
Yeah, no, and Pete, this guy, I remember, I haven't followed AHL as much this year, but in the years past, this guy, you could tell he was going to get a shine. He's just, who would I compare him to? I don't know who I compare to. Kind of maybe like Devon Levy. He just played here in Belleville. Kind of like he's a smaller goalie, but just hockey mind, like just really smart in the net. So it kind of makes up for his size. So should be good. I'll be watching this game now if Wolf's going to be in net.
Yeah.
I still think the Wild get him. I do.
But he's pretty good, isn't he?
Well, Wolf's. I wouldn't say he's better than Gustafsson, especially right now. I wouldn't, Pete. I wouldn't. I want to see Wolf here. Like, you're going up against this team's got the 8th amount of shots on goal on the road, the Wild. So it's not like this is going to be a walk in the park for Wolf. It's going to be a tough test. So.
Give me the Wild. All right, well, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna take the first period under 1.5 plus 111, and I'm also gonna take the full game under 6.5 minus 119. Those are both current lines at Pinnacle. And Calgary doesn't have much offensively, right? We agree with that? Relatively.
Calgary offensively, yeah, especially if Lindholm's going to be out here. He's a mainstay on like their top 2 lines here. Let me just pull it up here real quick. Elias Lindholm, tell me I don't watch many Calgary games. He's on their first line. He's the first line centerman with Mangiapane and Sharon Govich. So if they don't have him, that's really going to hurt their offense, especially being a first line centerman. So that's another reason why I want the Wild. Under
yeah. All right, I could get burned, of course, but I'm gonna take both of those. I'm gonna take the first period under 1.5 plus 111. These are all Pinnacle lines, and the full game under 6.5 minus 119. I'm looking at comments here. What's
the chat?
Yeah. Nasty Nate says, is he saying Calgary on purpose? I don't know. I mean, does he say oot for out on purpose?
Calgary. I don't even talk out here. It's kind of funny up here in Ontario. But
like the weird relatives, like, why does he do this? Like, I don't know. We don't even like ask anymore.
Like,
we just
it's
accept
like
it.
I'm like from someone from upstate New York, Pete, like in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of...
Exactly. All right. Very interesting shit here. Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to Women's Wrestling. All right. Might have made a mistake, but I don't think so. Let's move on. Anaheim, Colorado. Here we go. Interesting one. Tell me what you think about this one, Goster. Second of a home and home for Anaheim, but Colorado, of course, had a game in between. Anaheim losing game in, game out. Then they beat Colorado at home in overtime in their last game. Colorado lost, and they won the next day and lost to the LA Kings, which I guess is forgivable. Now they're back home. Got to be thinking revenge. And then there's also some injury issues for the Avs. Makar is out. I think he was banged up. I think he's day to day, but it's not good that he's banged out. Seems like it should be an automatic play on Colorado here, unless there's something fundamentally wrong with them. They have lost 3 in a row. What's your take on this one, Gogi?
Well, yeah, this game might be another under, Pete. Like they got. I don't think there's a lot like. I don't keep saying like I shouldn't be saying that. They got Ross Colton on the third line, Miles Wood, Logan O'Connor. Their top 2 lines are decent. I'll give them that, Pete. But if they're not going to have their main guy here and Makar feeding the puck up, even he's the whole, he does everything for this team. They're not going to have him. This is going to be a revenge spot. They haven't played since Saturday, guys, this Anaheim team. So I think they're going to be a little bit slow to start. Colorado's pissed off after losing. They've lost 3 in a row. So this team's definitely got some revenge. They got a top goalie too, Colorado, Gorgiev. He's got a .924 save percentage last 5 games, 6-1 at home. On the other side, Gibson hasn't looked that good his last 5 games, but he does have a .907 save percentage and a 2.68 goals against on the road. The Ducks are the 31st ranked team with shots on goal on the road. And they're also they actually are. They don't have Mason McTavish, Pete, and that's another top. I think he was their first line centerman, if I'm not wrong here, or he was on their top 2 lines. And then also Zegras, he's day to day still. He's probably going to be out. Drysdale. I don't think there's going to be a lot of offense here, guys. I really don't. So this is one I did a double up like you did last game. I'm taking first period under 1.5 plus 126, and I'm taking the full game under 6.5 minus 105.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You ready, Gogi? Anaheim, no goal first period, plus 115. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And I'm going to double up. I'm going to take the Anaheim team total under minus 124. 2.5 minus 124. Both lines at Pinnacle. I think those should be okay. I agree with you. Colorado should get this one, but I think it's more likely that they're able to hold down Anaheim relatively effectively here. Yeah, tricky one. I'm going to take Anaheim first period, no goal, plus 115, and the full game team total under 2.5 minus 124 on this one, Gogi.
Love it.
All right, let's see. Andrew G likes Colorado first period. You're right, Ducks will be rusty. Let's see, other comments coming in. I'm sorry?
I haven't played since Saturday, and now you got to play the team you just beat, and this team's a top perennial team. It's not going to be easy for the Ducks. I like your first beat. Okay,
sounds good. And then the last game on the card, New Jersey and Vancouver. New Jersey lost to San Jose as a massive favorite. They won 3 in a row before that. Before that, though, they had been losing. And Vancouver, kind of alternating wins and losses. They're off a win. New Jersey off that loss to San Jose. That has got to be. I'm not exactly sure what to make of Vancouver right now, but New Jersey's got to be pissed off here. At the very least, New Jersey first period, right?
Oh, God.
It's also the Hughes matchup. All 3 Hughes brothers playing in this game.
This is the game of the night, guys. After we're done watching whatever the Wild Flame games, once this game comes on, turn the channel because this is probably going to be the over game. I don't see this one going under. Even though Demko, this guy's unbelievable. 8-2 at home, 941, 814 goals against. The issue, there's many issues with either of these teams, to be honest. It's the goaltending, though. That's the issue. Vanacek. I can't trust the Devils, Pete. Vanacek. He's 4-2, but every time they win a game, it's going to be 4-3, 5-4, 7-2, 5-2, lose 6-3 against the Sharks. It's their goaltending. They don't get key saves when they need them. They just don't. And you're going up against a team here that's got like 3 or 4 players that are in the top 20 in scoring, probably 3 in the top 10 with Hughes, even Besser, Pedersen, JT Miller. I'm going to be on the Canucks, guys. I know they came off this loss 6-3, but and the line has been dropping. The big issue with me, it's the goaltending. When you got two teams like this with this much firepower, you're going to need the goaltending is going to come into play, especially I think here with Demko and Vanacek. If Vanacek beats Demko, then let that be. I'll take the L. But I don't see that happening here. I think Demko will get the best of Vanacek. Both these teams are going to probably trade goals back and forth. Where I'm going to go is going a little safe here. I guess you could say Vancouver money line and the team total over 2.5 for Vancouver at plus 100.
Oh,
yeah, just nothing crazy there. Just kind of goes minus 110. So I'm just going to a plus 100. I do see Vancouver scoring at least over 2.5 in this game. Only way we lose this game, guys, is if Demko it's going to be a tough task for him, but we've seen it. If you guys been watching hockey, you've seen Demko do this every year. He gets up for these tough games, Pete. And
he does, huh?
He does. And I cannot say the same with Vanacek. I really can't. I think I actually had some numbers on Vanacek. He hasn't won all of his games. He's won, his save percentage is other than one shutout he's had like 8. His save percentages are going to be in the 8s when it comes. So that tells me he's going to allow at least 3 goals. So I'm going to trust Vancouver here, guys. It's going to be a good hockey game. Final score, maybe like a 4-3, 4-2 Vancouver, maybe 5-3, maybe 4-2, 4-3 kind of game. So give me Vancouver over team total 2.5.
So you hate Vanacek, but you think that New Jersey, I mean, they're a pretty solid offensive team, right?
They are. I do think they're going to score, but I don't think the Devils are much different. Like, I think Vancouver has just as much firepower here.
Right.
Especially at home here as the Devils. They're going to go back and forth. I think they really are. They're going to possibly get Haula back. And also Smith and Hamilton, I believe, from what I'm seeing here, Pete, they're not going to be in the lineup there for the Devils there. And that's 2 defensemen there, Brandon Smith and Dougie Hamilton. So if you're going to be missing 2 defensemen too, that's not good. That's not good for the Devils here. They're going to be missing 2 key defensemen too.
So you like over in general. You like overs more than team total overs, right?
More I'm looking at this with the defense core and this Vancouver team and the goaltending they have. I don't think the Devil. I think it's going to be easier for the Vancouver. Put it simple, Vancouver is going to have an easier time scoring than the Devils will in this game.
You don't think the Devils are just going to come in and put a bunch of goals up early because they're pissed off the loss? They're coming into Vancouver, and you think Demko and go ahead.
Then they're going to lose 5-3, or they're going to lose. Right. I have a hard time seeing them holding this Vancouver team off with the defense. They got Simon Nemec, Jonas Seething. I can't pronounce his last name. Kevin Ball. He's not the greatest. John Marino. You got Luke Hughes, who was banged up a couple games ago. Colin Miller. They're missing 2 of their top defense too. I got to be on Vancouver.
Wait, the New Jersey 2 of their top defense, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 plays here officially. I'm going to take the first period over 1.5 minus 156 at Pinnacle, and I am going to be a little safe. I'm going to take the full game over, but instead of taking 6.5, I'm going to buy down to 6 at minus 177. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Just going to be a little safe there. If it's 4-1, I'll eat the 1.75 units of loss, but might get a push there. That's going to be an official play for me. And let me glance at the comments section. Billy Friedrich says the line's up to 7 at some books. Yeah, I'm seeing 6.5 juice to the over at Pinnacle. Cheshire Cat likes Canucks first period minus a half. Philly Eagle Flyer says first period both teams to score, but I can see Demko killing that. Okay, so he's agreeing that Demko might get up for this one. Go ahead.
Sorry, who is it? Philly. We are similar. Our guy there in the chat, Philly Eagle Flyer. I guess similar mindset to this guy. I like the way he caps hockey, but I was kind of thinking first period both teams to score, but just like he said, Demko could. But again, with getting Haula back, they got some offense back here. The Devils, and they're coming off a bad 6-3 loss, so they're going to put their best foot forward. It's just I don't know defensively how they're going to win this game. Could go to overtime too. We're going to see some goals. Both teams will score 3 goals possibly. You can have fun with this game.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat does. Think of those parents. Got to be proud watching the 3 kid studs playing in one game. Yeah, you know what I mean. All parents I'm so proud of my kids. I mean, wow, your kid's a freaking loser. You know, it's like, all right, these parents should be fucking proud, right? Right,
these are the best. These are probably I can't remember. Like the Stalls were decent, but the Hughes brothers are they're all really good. And then this third Hughes brother now in the Devils, Luke Hughes, man, he's just as good. He's the tallest of the three. But I think Quinn, it's good. I got Quinn. I got actually two of them in my fantasy league. I know no one cares, but they're just knowing that they're going to be bet on, these Hughes brothers. It's going to be a fun hockey game tonight. Defensively, if the Devils have that's what it is, guys. Defensively and their goaltending, I don't think the Devils are going to be able to hold off Vancouver.
Yeah. Lucas R says, Pete, on those, do you do to win 1 unit? I do to win 1 unit. Technically you should do to win 1 unit on everything. And then if you have underdogs, you can make it to win 2 units. But yeah, that's just to win 1 unit. So yeah, I'm taking some shots there, but I think it's going to be okay. Billy Friedrich says, adding Canucks -1 to my card, but Robert Friend, Devils defense terrible right now. Yeah. Okay.
San Jose got 6 on them. These guys couldn't score 2 goals all year, and they got 6 on them. And you're telling me Vancouver's not?
All right, so let's review our official NHL plays. I think I'm okay with my card as of right now. Once again, the spreadsheet play of the day is LA Kings -1.5. The question is, can the LA Kings continue their road dominance against Columbus, who has been solid at home as a huge favorite? Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day says yes. He likes Kings -1.5 spreadsheet play of the day. I'm taking Kings Columbus first period under 1.5 plus 122. I'm taking San Jose first period money line plus 195. Chicago Blackhawks first period goal yes -148. Minnesota Calgary first period under 1.5 plus 111, and the full game under 6.5 -119. Hopefully this guy comes up from the AHL. They play for him and he has a good first game. Anaheim Ducks no goal first period plus 115, and full game team total under 2.5 -124. And New Jersey Vancouver first period over 1.5 -156, and full game over 6 -177. These are all pinnacle lines. If you shop around, you can find better, except for the LA Columbus first period under, which is a bookmaker line found to us by Billy Friedrich. Mr. Goster, please review your official NHL plays in this show.
All right, I love your picks too, by the way, Pete. Love the way you cap the cappers. It's I love it.
Yes.
LA Kings money line and the full game under 7.5 -105, guys. The Islanders money line and the under 7.5 -135. We're not done. Detroit money line and the under 7.5 plus 150. We got Minnesota money line, Calgary team total under 3.5 plus 115. Then we're on a double up spot with the Colorado Anaheim game. First period under 1.5, 126 plus 126. And then full game under 6.5 -105. And then the biggest game of the night, the Hughes brothers battle. We're on Vancouver money line with the depleted decor of the Devils, and the team total over 2.5 plus 100, guys.
This is not good. Lucas R. Sharp guy says Kings first period over. All right, if I lose it, it's a dog bet. I just lose 1 unit. Okay, that's not great to see. And what is great to see is Nut Flush Allen says, Pete, I need to wrap up a few things and I will get back in and share my team totals. Everyone should friggin' tail those friggin' team totals from Nut Flush Allen. Mike M in the comments section. Thank you so much. Says non-conference teams against Canucks and Devils, 74-26 to the over. Just so happens they're playing each other tonight. Yeah, I think that's a really nice play there, the over in the Canucks Devils game.
It's our only over on the card.
Yeah. Looks like Soderblom for Chicago. What do you make of that, Gogi?
Ooh, Soderblom, eh? Well,
yeah.
I don't know. That's a game I got nothing on. This Devils team or this Preds team's won 7-9. I would lean towards the Preds, but yeah, that's a stay off for me.
All right. Well, that was a great segment, Mr. Goster, and I guess we'll see you again next Tuesday. Let's check. There's other games. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games next Tuesday. We're gonna cap them all with you, Mr. Goster, right?
I look forward to it, guys. Everyone in the chat, thanks for bringing all your insights. Fun as always. We'll see you Thursday with our guy Jimmy the Bag. Got to congratulate him on his big win. And until then, be good. Cash some tickets. See you then, guys.
Awesome. Very nice segment, huh? What do you think, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, it was great. Can't wait to see you guys win some money today. The battle.
Yeah, I seem a little bit more focused, a little bit more sober after the horrible mistake in the Survivor contest, right, Jose Bouquet? Don't I seem like less manic, a little bit more on top of shit? You're not really.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, you're doing a good job of hiding it. Is what I'm saying.
Jose Bouquet's like, yeah, whatever. No, it's great. I love you, Jose Bouquet. We're gonna go down there. I've already bought the tickets, plane tickets. I haven't booked my my Airbnb yet or whatever, but I'm going to do that. I'm looking forward to it, Jose Bouquet.
I don't believe you. I simply do not.
I read that I'm looking forward to it, or that I bought the tickets.
But you're looking forward to it. I don't believe you, but I can't wait.
Half and half. No, I am. Half and half. Huge shout out to Connor Mack. Wow, Connor Mack in the video right now. Man. Connor Mack, how you doing? We've got two NBA games. I said in the video, at the beginning of the video, I'll say at the beginning of the segment, I have no freaking clue about either of these games, so I hope you do, because so one of us has to say something about those games, and I have no idea what to say about those games. I hope you do. And then we have college basketball, which is interesting. I got a few things to say about a few games. How you doing in general, Connor Mack, right now?
Solid. Everything's been pretty good, especially the last week. I can't complain. So.
It's great to hear.
What about you? What's going on?
You hear about that? What's going on with
what
me?
happened with you? Yeah, Survivor, what were you talking about?
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, so I was doing great in Survivor this year, right? And I just, we all have problems. You know what I mean? Most of us hide our problems, which is the smart move. I often just spit them out on camera, fucking overshare left and right. I just overthink myself and I get too neurotic. In Survivor, I was like, I looked at the card on Sunday night or whatever on Monday, and I was like, okay, Houston is obviously going to be the play. I like Arizona against a spread. They could easily win. I don't trust Pittsburgh at all. I know they had the new, offensive coordinator, but I don't trust him at all. I was like, I'm just going to go with Houston. That seems to be the right thing. But then I was like, I was sitting at lunch one time and I was like, well, why don't I just do a little more NFL research right now for 5 minutes? Read some shit that was like, maybe Houston has some offensive line issues. And they're like, Pittsburgh, they put up a lot of yards last week. They didn't really get the point, put up a lot of yards last week. Then at the very last second, I switched my pick from Houston to Pittsburgh, and that cost me. But the flip side of that is Jimmy the Bag won it, and he needs some money more than I do, and I'm very happy that he won. Even if he didn't, I'd be happy that he won.
Yeah.
Right?
He is he's happy that he won. I'm happy for him. So
real.
I'm glad.
Do you have that problem, Connor Mack? Do you have like opinions and then you overthink it for the entire week and then you change them at the end of the week and then your original opinions were right and you're like, why did I do that? Or not?
Of course.
You do? You do?
I mean, you got to, especially like with the NFL, with you sit with those games all week, and you know how difficult, the NFL can be at times. And other times it's like, wow, favorites have just won and covered even slightly, like last week. The week before that was the craziest ever, 13-1 or whatever it was. And then this week too, small favorites, whether the hook doesn't matter, they've been just getting by, covering numbers in the NFL.
I'll be doing my thing, and my initial overall research is spot on, and then I'll read some, this offensive lineman is kind of banged up, and his PFF grade is high. I'm like, oh, shit, I got to switch it to the other team. Unbelievably, after all these years, I still that stupid bullshit. All right, but let's get into it. Let's look at the comment section, and then let's move on. Let's start with NBA. 2 NBA games, both in-season tournament games. I don't know, Connor Mack. We got first one. We got where are we? Knicks and Milwaukee. Milwaukee is small favorite. Totals around 227 or so. I think that these teams are motivated, and I have no real sense at all of this one. What's your take on Knicks Milwaukee? I guess Milwaukee should roll, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, they're at home here, but all year long, I haven't been able to trust them. I think we've talked about it a little bit. They're playing a little bit better basketball, and they're just one of the better teams with all the hype with Lillard, and they're laying big numbers. Now, lately, they've covered a few more, but I don't trust them. Both teams should be playing here. These games are huge. There's just these two. We'll get to the next one, Suns, Lakers. All eyes will be on these with the tournament here, the quarterfinal. So there should be some better play here and maybe even better defense. And we just haven't seen it out of the Bucks all year long. The Knicks, though, I like their defense. And the Knicks are a great rebounding team all year long. I think I've said that. They're still, I think, number one in rebounding. And I like what they bring with Brunson, Randall. I think if you look at the Bucks, we'll talk about the same thing maybe in the next game. I'd only look at them early because full game, I like the Knicks. I think you take the points. And the Bucks have really owned them, and they've already played once this year. I think they lost by 3 or 4. In the last 4 or 5, have been kind of close, inside this number, 111, 107, 109, 103, 110, 105. I just think they'll be ready for this. I want the tougher team with a better defense. I'll take the 5 with the Knicks.
Yeah, the line has kind of bounced around as far as the spread is concerned, but the total has gotten bet way up. Opened in the low 220s. Now it's all the way up to like 229. I agree with you. Is it possible that we'll see some kind of sneaky under here, or is it just like it's a tournament but not a real tournament, so they'll just play no defense, kind of like the minor tournaments in college basketball, and it'll just be a very high-scoring game?
You know what? That's a great question with this.
The Knicks can D up, can't they?
They can, and they want to play slower, but the Bucks can just draw you in to just up and down, and the defense comes and goes with them. It's kind of in games, they lull back in, they don't play any defense, and then the last 6 minutes of a game, I've seen it lately, they play great defense. I saw it in the Heat game, I don't know, a few games ago. They get missed shots, play defense, kind of like, oh, this matters. We should win this game the last 6 minutes. They kind of, the defense comes to play. And this is getting up there at 7 points. I just didn't want to mess with the total at this point. I just wanted to take the 5 of the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean they did play already once this year, and it was a relatively low-scoring game. The game went under, and the Bucks won by 5. All right, so you like the Knicks here, full game, huh?
Yeah, I'm taking them full game.
+5. All right, let's answer the comment section to see what people have to say about this one. How bad do they want it, says Andrew G. Coin says Milwaukee on a 7-game winning streak against the Nets. Surf and Turf Parlay from the Sweaty Butcher. Robert Franklin likes the Knicks and the under 229. Yeah, Nate Dogg liking the Knicks. Chosen One liking the Knicks. Interesting stuff here. Yeah, as of right now, I would be leaning Knicks and the under. Why not? Not sure. Oh, here, Sweaty Butcher says Bucks as a home fave against an opponent they've previously beat are 1-7 ATS this season. Yeah, seems like, a game like this, big, tournament game, probably going to go down to the wire. The NBA would love last-second drama here with the Knicks and the Bucks. Why not? I think you're right. Knicks and the under would be my lean. Next game on the card, Phoenix and the Lakers. Once again, I'm not exactly sure what to make of this one. Phoenix 3 straight ATS losses, right? LeBron a little bit banged up. The Lakers it's a game that's close to pick 'em. I really just have no idea. I did look into this, and even after looking into it, I was like, I just have no freaking idea. This total has also gotten bet up. It was open around the mid-220s. Now it's also up to about 229. The spread also just bouncing around, but no real movement on the spread. What's your take on this one, Connor Mack, if any?
Shout out, yeah, Billy Friedrich. Just like the game before, I think if you like the Suns, I would just take them first half. I wouldn't go full game. At full game, I'd look at the Lakers. They've liked this. They at least got up for this. The injuries real quick. Gordon for the Suns, he's got a knee. He's questionable. And I think LeBron plays. Obviously, he's questionable with Anthony Davis. He's probable. I think he's going to go. I think they both do. I think if you look LeBron too, it's really juiced his prop at 25.5. But I'd still look over there. It's right around -140. Maybe you could put it with just the Lakers to win. Lakers have just been better. They've been better at home, Pete. They've been 8-2 here. I wanted the Suns the other day against the Nuggets, but Booker was ruled out.
Right.
I ended up not playing them. They lost by 8, didn't cover. Yeah, and the Lakers have took it to these Suns dating back to last year a little bit. I think they've won 4 in a row. A couple at home and a couple on the road. But this should be great. Durant, Booker, LeBron. Anthony Davis needs to be big down low. Hopefully he doesn't go out with injury or, any of that shit, because I think he could take advantage down low here for the Lakers. I'm leaning the Lakers full game here, Pete. I just haven't betted or anything. I'm going to wait just on LeBron's in and everything, and also his prop as well. I didn't know maybe if I take it with it money line, something like that. But I haven't bet it now. But I think full game in should be a good one. Lakers should.
What about the over? I would agree. I was kind of leaning under in the Knicks-Bucks game. This one, though, I'm thinking about the over, even at the current, the line that's gotten bet up like 5 points since opening.
Yes. I think you missed it a little. I lean that way. I wouldn't love getting it now at 228. But I think there's points in this one. It's just, I even see a few 229s.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it, but I lean. I think there'll be some points. Lean over.
Yeah, it's definitely headed up. And let's see what people have to say in the comments section about this. Let's see. Yep, Nate Dogg says lean over in the Laker game. Andrew G says Lakers said they want it. They want this trophy. They kind of have to say that, right? I mean, let's see. Billy Friedrich, Suns 6-2 first half on the road money line. Lakers 3-7 first half at home on the money line. So maybe Sweaty Butcher says Booker over 2.5 3-pointers at plus 112. That's interesting. And Lucas R likes the Kings game. Over 6 full game as well. All right, I have one pick on the under in that one. I might be on the wrong side of that. Shout out to Lucas R for posting his opinions on that one. Yeah, it's Billy Friedrich liking the Suns first half. Maybe the Suns first half team total over. That might be not too bad. Let me see. Team total first half number? Phoenix Suns 58.5. Why not? I mean, it's a little up there, but I mean, right?
It is.
Is that a little bit up there? It is.
I think it's a little bit up there.
A little up there. Yeah.
A little up there. Get 60?
They can get up there.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, are the Lakers going to D up here? What are they probably going to do? They do kind of go under at home, though, don't they?
A little bit. Recently. But those are usually bad teams, Pete. But, Yeah. It's been so early. I like them a little bit at home. And the defense, these stats too early until we get everything. It's kind of like, what teams are really good defensive? Like the Lakers, I don't think are. They can be. When they get going, we saw some of it, towards the end of last year. And they're a bad shooting team. Who knows if that's going to change here? Lakers just the 3-ball has not been
All right, I'm gonna give one pick on these two games, capping the cappers purely. I'm gonna take just the pinnacle line. Phoenix Suns first half team total over 58.5 minus 113. Phoenix first half team total over 58.5 minus 113. If it loses, that's okay. I wouldn't bet that if I weren't doing this show and capping the cappers with you guys. I think it's probably an okay play. I am gonna bet that, and I'll make that one official play here. All right, so Connor Mack, I have one official play. Phoenix won first half team total over 58.5 minus 113, and you have just one official play. The Knicks. What else?
Knicks +5. That is it. I'm going to wait on the Lakers with LeBron in. I might move that. Also, big game. This guy just gets it done. Is Durant. I look at his prop too. I know it's 28.5, but he hits this regularly with ease. So I'd look at it.
Right. Robert Franklin's over 229. He likes that one. Lucas R says, "Does anyone come out and say we don't want this trophy?" Yeah, I said it when I said that Jimmy the Bag won the Survivor contest. I was like, I didn't really want it anyway. I didn't want it.
You didn't want it. You didn't need it. You didn't need it.
Sometimes pros say it. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's. All right. Interesting 2 games in NBA. Let's look at college basketball, which is a little bit more interesting. We got a big card here, a whole bunch of interesting games. I'll just shout out the interesting games that are interesting and why from the major teams, and then you can tell us whatever you think about anything. George Mason playing Tennessee, right? George Mason struggling ATS. They've lost 3 in a row straight up at ATS, and George Mason is playing great ATS overall. So I was thinking maybe don't overthink it and take George Mason plus the points full game, or maybe even better first half. We got FAU against Illinois in the Jimmy V Classic. FAU not only invited, but favored against Illinois, which is interesting. And I was thinking maybe first half under in that one. We got Villanova against Kansas. That's a weird one. I was leaning under in that one. Villanova, 2 straight up losses as a double-digit favorite. Kansas State, 2 straight overtime games, both wins as a double-digit favorite. So they're both struggling. I was thinking maybe under in that one. Of course, we got the Michigan State game. Wisconsin rolled Marquette in their last game. Now they're going up against Michigan State, who's been off for a while. That line's gotten bet up. I was thinking Michigan State's a play here. Now it's up to 5.5 with a low total, so maybe a little iffy. Maybe take the Michigan State money line, maybe. Georgia Tech, of course, just beat Duke as a double-digit dog. Now they're going up against Georgia, who's been very overvalued this year. Very bad ATS. Georgia's now a favorite here. I was thinking maybe a slightly into the over in that one at like 145 or so. We got the Kansas game, right? They are off of the UConn win, and they got another game coming up that's pretty big next. UMKC I was thinking maybe UMKC plus all those points. Of course, Kansas recently was at home against Eastern Illinois, and they won but didn't come close to covering. They were like a 40-point favorite. They won by 8 or something like that. So maybe leaning a UMKC. Cornell and Syracuse, that's an interesting game. I have no idea about that one. And San Diego State and Grand Canyon. San Diego State, generally bad ATS this year, but they're off a loss. Now they're ranked on the road. And I think that Grand Canyon getting a few points at home might be worth a play. Evansville, BYU is interesting. Evansville been awesome ATS. BYU even more awesome ATS. So that's interesting this year. I was thinking over. UNC UConn is very interesting, of course. UNC very good overall off an ATS loss. UConn lost to Kansas in their last game. They're the second game in the Jimmy V Classic. UConn giving a lot of points to UNC. I'm not exactly sure why they're giving 5.5 to UNC. That's head scratching a little bit. Indiana, Michigan got nothing on. Some interesting games on today's card. Connor Mack, is there anything you've already bet? Anything you're thinking about? Anything you like?
Yeah, let's go right to this game here, Pete. I got a few of them. Do it. This is in MSG. This is the doubleheader. I think it's the second, right? We'll touch on the FAU like you mentioned. I think that's the earlier game. UConn off the loss. I mean, at Kansas. I thought they played well. They played well in the second half. They ended up just not covering, I believe, a 4-point loss. I've been impressed, though, with North Carolina a little bit so far this year. Obviously, we know Davis, Baycott down low. They've gotten some great transfers. I thought Davis has done a pretty good job early on with them. And I think this is too many. I know UConn, it's a neutral site here. I mean, they'll have a little bit more fans, but full game, we have sixes. Yeah,
they're also getting that guy Castle back, which is supposedly a boost for their offense.
Yeah, and I just think they're deeper too. UConn's very good. They're starting 5 and have a couple, but I think North Carolina's got the deeper bench, and I like him here in this matchup on a neutral floor. I took the 6 as long as we still have that. I wanted to look it up here. Sorry, I'm losing.
Oh, go ahead.
Here. Yeah, there's still some 6s out here. If there's a few, I took the 6. Here, Pete. UConn might win, but I want North Carolina. I think they're just as talented, and like I said, deeper. I'll take the 6 points with UNC.
Okay, that sounds good. I don't know if you looked at all these games. I didn't look deep into a lot of these games, but the San Diego State game. You think Grand Canyon is a little bit of a trap as a dog there?
Wow, I think this game could be good because a lot of the same players there. For San Diego State, Trammell's still there, a few others, and they're good. But this place should be rocking. Grand Canyon. Yeah. I just faded them. Well, I took Arlington, Pete, on Saturday. They were getting 11.5, and I love Grand Canyon. I think they won by 7 in that game. So I got that with Arlington, the win. But they should be pumped here at home. And one thing, even waiting, because I think this team is still – they played well without Blackshear. Obviously, he went out last year. He should be back some point this year. They played well without him, though, when he went out, after 12 games last year, their point guard. They've been really, really good. I think they could win here. I was leaning their way, and I like San Diego State a lot. I kind of leaned under. This has got hit a little bit, though, down to 142.5. But Grand Canyon plays a little bit higher pace, and I don't really get where we get San Diego State. The last few seasons in non-conference, they pushed the pace a little bit more. Until we get into conference play, everything kind of slows down. We get games in the 60s. They always had pretty good defense for years now at San Diego State. So, yeah, there's a couple 3s out there, a lot of 2.5s. I was leaning Grand Canyon and the under. What did you think?
Yeah. I like Grand Canyon. I mean, it is a little bit concerning. They were a significant favorite against South Carolina. They lost that one outright. But,
South Carolina's pretty good, though. I think decent this year. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I bet it. I'll probably make that an official play for myself in one of the games. Let's answer the comment section and then move on to other games. Let's see. Those Christian crazy should be going insane at Grand Canyon. All right. Let's see. Comments. Let's see. Comments. I don't know. Robert Frank likes UNC, UConn under. Morgan Spooner likes Kansas State. He likes the FAU money line, okay, to get a win, and Providence first half. Yeah, Providence has been great ATS. I guess we can talk about that game. Let me refresh my notes in my memory. Where the hell is the Providence game? Yeah, they're Providence off of 2 big wins and ATS covers. Oklahoma though also rolling. I have no idea on that one as of right now, but it's interesting. Providence playing well, getting a bunch of points. I don't know if you looked into that one at all.
Oh yeah. This one was tough a little bit for me. I'd like to take Providence as well. What do we get? Because we're starting to see, Pete, after all these neutral games, a lot of home games, a lot of beat up of other smaller schools, then these teams go on the road. What can they do? And I always think you got to unless you really like something. But I lean to Providence. It's just a game I couldn't bet in the end. I thought they played well all year long. They beat Wisconsin. What was that, their second game? Kansas State. I think Oklahoma's okay, obviously. They played well, 7-0. I don't know how good. They beat SC. They beat Iowa. They're always, to me, maybe this year, I got to see more of them. They were such a bad shooting team last year. Right. Are they a little bit better this year? I don't know. It was just tough for me. This is one I wanted to see. I thought there was a little value with Providence, but this is one where they could go here, and lose by 12, and it wouldn't be a big deal either, going on the road here. Or they could go and win. I thought they played pretty well. So it's just a game I had to be off in the end.
All right, and then the Michigan State game. I want to take Michigan State. 5.5 is getting up there. It opened, I think, around 3.5 or so. What do you think?
I lean that way too, but it's getting out there a little bit. Pete, at 5.5. Yeah. This is classic.
Getting out there, yeah.
Big Ten. Michigan State should win at home. The home teams always do well. Wisconsin against Marquette. That's always a great rivalry. They were at home on Saturday, and I could see them come here to Michigan State, and lose by 8-10. They're good. They're physical. Wisconsin. They're good.
Yeah,
they got some good team. They're a good rebounding team. And I need to see more Michigan State. Yeah,
let's talk about the other Jimmy V Classic game, FAU against Illinois. I don't know how much you looked into this, but of course FAU, teams like that don't often get invited. FAU, after their Final Four run, got invited, and they're favored. Well, la-di-frickin-da, right? FAU favored against Illinois. Maybe Illinois is the play. I saw someone else earlier in the comment section said they liked the FAU money line. Illinois, though, a pretty solid defensive team. I definitely would be leaning under on this one. And I don't know, a team like FAU getting an invite here, going in, getting a favorite line by the market, and they're a little bit banged up. They're not at full strength. I don't know. My sense is this is a time to go the other way and to bet ATS against them. And I also like the under. I'm leaning Illinois and under. What do you think?
Illinois, that was a big win at Rutgers on Saturday. They kicked their ass 76-58 in that game. Florida Atlantic has looked impressive. Even these neutral games they're winning. Sure. I saw them blow out Virginia Tech, and they are for real. This is not the best spot, though. Even though I think they could win here, I wouldn't be wanting to lay 2.5 with FA, even though I think they're the better team on a neutral floor. One thing, Illinois, they just struggle to shoot it well. They're bad from the free throw line. This team's almost dead last, Pete. 57% in a tight game. That always, and they're not laying points. They're catching a couple here. But, man, I don't love that. Like, a free bet, I'd lean Illinois, but I'm so high. Florida Atlantic's just been money for me. Dating back to last year and early on this year, that's a tough game, but should be a good one at MSG here on this neutral floor. Yeah, those free throws are tough. So I hate this team that can't shoot free throws. We'll get to a couple other games. That's always a big cap when the line's very tight. What do you think about that?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Of course, that's a huge factor. Yeah. Free play, I would be leaning under here, but maybe I should pass. I'm looking at the comment section now. Justin McElvey, I'm on Illinois +2, saturated, ILL. Okay, Joey B says it's a stay away game. Under would be the play. I agree. I'm leaning under. For Robert Franklin, Illinois free throws terrible. FAU in a tight one. Yeah. Joey B says Peter is extra intense this morning. Love it. Yeah, Joey B. I'm trying to, I'm no spring chicken here, and I'm thinking it's about time in 2023. We got 2024 coming up. I'm finally going to fucking grow up and turn into an adult.
No,
that's going to be my New Year's resolution is finally just become a fucking adult. Okay?
Pete,
just
are we going to get Pubapalooza 3? Maybe get on the bike, a little bike ride?
Yeah,
can we get that?
Learn how to drive a car, learn how to ride a bike. And it doesn't mean jokes have to go out the window. You can be an adult and make jokes and be funny. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just don't have to be like an idiotic, annoying spaz all the time, you know. And all right, that's yes. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, just stay yourself, though. Yeah, stay
yourself. Yeah, you can stay yourself. Just be a better version of it, a more mature version of it. Absolutely. Joey B says Peter's extra intense this morning. Love it. I'm going to try to finally be absolutely. And if I control my emotions and finally become emotionally an adult, first thing that I'm going to do after that, learn how to drive a car. Absolutely. Then right after that, maybe learn how to ride a bike, except when you're a kid, you can afford to break your arm and this and that. And you can't be like,
you can't be out
and breaking limbs. And I mean, come on, you know. So I don't know about the bike thing, but driving a car, definitely. After I conquer my emotions and become a mature adult, I will learn how to drive a car. All right, let's see. Brandon's the Great says, did I miss the K-State game? No, we didn't. We didn't cover it. You know, I don't know. Again, I guess I would be leaning under. They're both off of some bad games as double-digit favorites. Kansas State is a small dog, home dog. I guess I'd be leaning under, though. I have nothing really. What do you think, Hunter Mack?
I leaned under a little bit, too. This one's tough. Nova off the bad losses. They have a couple of great wins and some shitty losses. This is not really the place to go in and win. You know, I think this could be difficult. Can they do it? Yeah, another good free throw shooting team. Always has been in Villanova. You know, top 3, it seems 5 every year. I can't take them, you know, not full game at least. I was looking the other way and leaning K-State. I hadn't bet that, but that's where I was looking. And under. You talked about the under. I was leaning that way as well.
I mean, in general, you know, Villanova is a team that does really well against teams that don't shoot the 3 well, and against good 3-point shooting teams, that's when they tend to struggle. And Kansas State is not a good 3-point shooting team relatively, so that would make me think Villanova might be the play. But you know, that's just a matchup factor that I'm aware of. But I'm not going to touch that one. Let's look at shout out to Nate Dog 420. And asked about the camel hair jacket too. No, that's gone. That's gone. I don't know where that is. JPC, do we still get Rosie impressions with it? Of course, I can still do it. I can do other impressions. 1 million impressions I can do. All right, let's see.
What are some of your best, Pete?
What?
Let's see some. You got some right now? Rosie press?
Yeah, not right now.
Okay, we'll wait on it.
We got important stuff to. We start doing impressions and stop talking about college basketball. People just like click off.
All right, true.
All right. I mean, Syracuse Cornell is interesting, but I got nothing on that. Obviously, Evansville BYU is interesting. I was leaning over on that one. I don't know if you looked into that, but BYU, I don't think they've lost ATS all year long. Evansville has also been awesome ATS, getting obviously a huge amount of points here. I was thinking about an over with the Evansville BYU game. What do you think?
Both those games. The one's a little high with Syracuse. Their feet. Cornell kind of plays them tough, but they just play every year, they just seem to lose.
Yeah.
You know, and they just kind of get beat down, especially in the second half. Syracuse off the win last Tuesday, Pete, but then they got their ass kicked on Saturday. Virginia. I think they can pull away late because Cornell just can't stop anything. Yeah, here, Evansville's been great all year long, ATS, and BYU's just killing teams. I don't know. I stayed off. I'd lean to the points with Evansville. And they hang around. It's at you can get 24.5.
Yeah.
Now there should be a lot of points as well. This is 152. I think you could get over, and I think the back door there could be open in that game with Evansville.
Yeah. What is that line again right now for the Cornell Syracuse game? Yeah, it's -5. I mean, I don't know.
5, yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait. Let me.
Here we go. 4.5 and 165.5. 166.
It's just Syracuse does tend to do well against Cornell offensively, and you know they Cornell can't really D up down low, so it makes me want to take Syracuse. Although that's just such a Cornell in this kind of game they always hang tougher than you think. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. I'm also thinking about Utah Valley. This is a minor game, but you probably didn't look into that one. Utah Valley's a dog against. You did?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Utah Valley. Weber State has some defensive numbers that are probably not sustainable, and I was thinking that Utah Valley might be a play. Or do you love Weber State?
Weber State with a couple of good wins beat St. Mary. I was on Utah Valley. I haven't played them since I played them like the first 2 games of the year. They went on the road at Sam Houston. They were catching a bunch of points, Pete, and I haven't touched them since. They've had a couple losses. But I was surprised. This open 1 goes to 2.5. And I'm like, man, this touches 3. I'm very interested with Utah Valley. Yeah. I think this team's decent. I don't know. Weber State should be laying this on the road right now. So I was looking at Utah Valley a little bit this morning when I was going through all the games again from last night. They are on my short list here. Yeah. So I'm leaning that way. I was hoping to get a 3. Yeah. I just didn't get one yet. So that was the only thing.
Myself as well. All right. I don't know. Any other games we want to? Hey, anyone want to ask about anything? Or
hell yeah, Ian. I got to look at all these games, man. Shit.
Let me see. Are there any other games that any of these big games that we didn't talk about?
I got a bet here.
You do? Oh, go ahead.
Let's go. North Texas, Boise.
Oh.
Here, I got a bet in this game. Boise at home. In this one, I don't trust Boise. I had them the other night. I think St. Mary's, they have played tonight, are just a fade right now. This team can't shoot it. This Boise team struggles to score as well right now. I have not been really hyped on them to start the year. Now, they play better basketball at home, which I really like. Let's touch on the total. I'd lean under in a rock fight with these two. I haven't bet that. I was maybe going to look at that. Maybe a small bet. I didn't pull the trigger. But I took 4.5 this morning. Yeah. With North Texas. I got to take it. Here we go. Free throws, feet. One team. Boise hasn't been as bad. At home, they're a little bit worse, 70% from the line. North Texas, 81%. I love the defense. In a game that should be close, I want these points here. So I'm on North Texas, plus 4.5. 4, I think you're still okay. And lean under. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Boise, the offense just as of right now really isn't there. And, very low total. North Texas getting, those 2 buckets matter a lot. Not trusting. I didn't bet that one, or really it scares me a little bit, but I would agree with the analysis that North Texas is probably right.
Both not shooting teams, too, Pete. Boise can't shoot the 3 at all. They've been off. They're around 316. I don't know.
Any other bets that you made, or any other games you want to highlight?
I have one other one that I haven't bet that I'm looking to, and I'm just waiting to. This keeps creeping up, and I'm going to look to take the under. You hit it already, Pete. Georgia Tech. Yeah. Georgia. I want to pull this up. Georgia Tech off the wins, beating Duke on Saturday is really good. Georgia. I don't know if they should be laying this. This should be a very, very good basketball game. I like what I've seen out of Georgia Tech. They got some really good young players. That kid down low is good. What's his name? Dong. That guy's very good. On the other side, David Stoudemire is doing a great job there so far. I've never loved Mike White here with Georgia. I think he's got a kind of a deep team a little bit. They're not great. A lot of transfers. Initially, when you see these two, you were talking about this game could go over, but I'm going to keep letting it go, and I'm going to hit the under. I'm going to let this, if it keeps going up a little bit, both these teams don't shoot the basketball well. They can be sloppy defensively, which kind of scares me a bit. They've shot the 3 okay, but if you look at all their offensive numbers aren't great, decent on defense. It just depends on the metric you're looking at. I was just waiting. This keeps crawling up. I'm going to hit the under here. If we get to like 148, something like that, that's going to be way too high. I'm going to be all over this under. I'm just waiting on it now to creep up.
Okay.
I'm going to hit
my thought under. Was I definitely didn't bet it. My thought was maybe a shot with the over, but I definitely didn't bet that one.
Hey, they get together, they score a lot. When these teams, in the past, I just like how Georgia Tech's been playing. I don't trust both these offenses. When you see like Georgia Tech, a lot in the high 200s, just their offense, 307, blah, blah, blah. Georgia defense isn't great, but on the flip side, Georgia's offense is horrible. 324, 330. You can go through all the numbers. Like I talked about, the threes is still not great for these teams. So it's a little bit to the defense, but slow offenses that aren't great. I'll let this go up a little bit more. I'm going to hit the under.
Joey B says, CMAC and Peter, is there something going on with that SDSU only -2.5 over Grand Canyon? No, we like Grand Canyon. Might not cash. Grand Canyon, faltered a little bit against South Carolina, but I think that Grand Canyon is a play. If it loses, that's okay. But I'm going to be on it. And Joey B says, I take SDSU in my mortgage. I guess. I don't know. I want to take Grand Canyon in that one. I mean, it's Chess and Poker Daily says, I think Boise rolls. Let's see.
Some people, like when you think of that game, other people think this is a cheap number, though, for San Diego State. Like, that's how you look at it. Like, what would make me feel comfortable, obviously, because we're betting numbers here, Grand Canyon's getting 4.5. I feel a lot better with a bet. That's why I haven't done it. I lean that way. That place should be rocking tonight. But this is still San Diego State. So it's not easy. So that, that's what I had circled really where I wanted to be on to play this. Because if they lose, I think they can lose a close game. But I don't blame you for playing it.
All right. Do we want to wrap this up? Is there anything else that we want to talk about? Let me see.
Yeah, let's rip through a few more. Those were the UNC bet, North Texas. I'm off the total, and I'm going to wait on Georgia Tech. And the other games, Utah Valley, I won a 3, and I like K-State a little bit more and more. I keep looking at that. I just don't love Nova off those losses. Is a little bit tough, but I'm looking that way. Yeah, but let's go through a couple more. Does the chat have any? There was here, Pete. Let's hit the extra board real quick. There wasn't a ton. I loved Queens, Winthrop. I like the over. It's kind of moved that way a little bit. Both just teams up and down that score a ton. I think 156 was actually a little bit light. You still can get 157.5. I leaned over in that. Did you have anything there?
Yeah. What's the total right now?
157.5.
Yeah, and I'd be leaning first half over as well on that one. Queens is they're a little bit shorthanded, and Queens is just a little bit. So maybe the Winthrop team total over as well, and the first half team total over. I would agree with that for sure.
That's about all I had. Gonzaga's laid a huge number. I did blow out Arkansas Pine Bluff. They just score. I don't know how they don't score 100. In that game, they should.
I'd be. What's the total on that one right now? I'd be leaning over on
168. Yeah, that's tough though. Arkansas Pine Bluff should be able to get to 70. I right around there. I don't know, but I wonder what Gonzaga's team total. It's got to be right around 100.
Yeah, or maybe just the Gonzaga, the Gonzaga first half team total over something. Go ahead.
Yeah, you go with that. This one, Virginia, totals low. North Carolina Central. These are ones sometimes I'll go through late as the day goes on, Pete, and look at like a North Carolina Central team total under playing a team like Virginia. I'd zero in on that. I kind of was just glanced at with these extra boards, but that was all. I didn't have a ton on the extra board that I liked. Was there anything else here on these? Stetson Charlotte?
No, not really. The Gonzaga team total at Pinnacle is 101.5. It's over 100. And if you want to take the first half over, it's over 50. Wow, that is that's a bit steep, I guess. All right, I guess we can let's see if anyone else in the comment section has anything else to say. Let's see comment sections here. Let me glance. Where are we? Let me see. Princeton and Drexel. He's asking about Princeton and Drexel. I kind of have both of them as maybe a little bit overrated. I don't really have anything to say about that. Yeah, it's a tough one. Me
too. I thought 8.5 was a little bit stretching. I think Princeton wins there. I think they can cover. I'd lean to lay the 8.5 with Princeton. Let's touch on this one. It's gone way out. Well, good for you, my guy. What was it? Chess and Poker Daily. He got St. Mary's 12. This has gone to 17. They're due for a good win. This team, talk about a bad shooting team. Yeah. They have been awful, St. Mary's. Now, at home against a team like this, they can win by 20. And this lines up to 17. If this went more, I was thinking if this went to 20, I might look Cleveland State just how bad St. Mary's shooting it. They still pretty good defensively. It's kind of stopped here at 17. So if you got the 12, but after that, after 15, nice. I wouldn't lay 15 after that with St. Mary's. I mean, now it's 17, no way.
God, there's so many games. I'm looking to check what the official Cleveland State team total would be at. Wow, it's up to 17. Yeah, the Cleveland State team total is 59. 59. That's probably a little bit of value on the under right there at 59. Not a great bet, but I don't know. You think? I mean, Cleveland State is obviously a pretty crappy offensive team, but you think St. Mary's can hold them down? That's a friggin' low number. I mean, they held Davidson under that. They held New Mexico under that. Some other teams.
And at home, this is where they'll do it. They haven't with other better teams, especially offensively, whether it's been a neutral or on the road. But at home they have. So it's just 59. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off.
You know what? I'll make that an official play. Cleveland State team total under 59 minus 110. It's 58.5 plus 100 at Pinnacle. I'm sure there's 59s other places, so I'll just assume that. Won't quote the book. 59 minus 110. I think you're right. It's one of those. It's like, wow, that's a low number, but I think you're right. St. Mary's going to hold them down. They're at home, and the line is shooting up. I'll make that an official play. Cleveland State team total under 59 minus 110. Let's look at the comment section. Anything else? Chosen One asked about South Dakota State and Kent State. That's a let me see. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I mean, South Dakota State, they shoot a ton of threes, and Kent State gives up a lot. And then it's at South Dakota State. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's a high volatility game, of course, because of a lot of 3-point shooting expected from South Dakota State. I'd probably lean that way. What's the line right now?
1.5. There's
for
a
South
few
Dakota
twos.
State.
Yeah, for South
Dakota State.
Yeah, totals 146. I think I'd lean over too, just a little bit. You talked about it. Not a game that I really loved when I was looking at it. Kind of a coin flip. I think Kent State could even win.
It just concerns me that the line is that low. I would definitely be leaning South Dakota State, though. You know, and I might be on that by maybe we'll look at from some other information, but definitely leaning South Dakota State. Is that the way? Who asked that question? Let's find him. Is that what Chosen One was leaning as well? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chosen One for sure. Shout out to Nutflesh. I will. I'll shoot me a message. I'll try to meet up with you. Let's get a drink.
Kelly McInnes asked about Drexel Princeton, just kind of two overrated teams in my mind, very low total. I think I'm going to, I got nothing on that as of right now. Billy Friedrich says heavy lean towards High Point. High Point. Let me see what. Yeah, High Point is. Let's see what the line is. What the line is right now. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Let me scan and find what
1.5.
It's 1.5. Mm-hmm. I would lean High Point at 1.5. I mean, it's.
Me too. At home.
Yeah.
Don't love it. Kind of one of those coin flips as well. Western Carolina, not very good, especially a team I really don't want to take on the road. It's just
I think that
High Point. Yeah.
Again, I'm not. I don't quite understand why the line is where it is. I would rate High Point as a slightly more talented team, and they should get to the basket.
Yeah, High Point. It's them or pass. That's for sure. I want to take Western Carolina.
Maybe a High Point team total over might be worth a shot as well. Leaning High Point, leaning team total over. I would agree with that for sure. Yeah, that's definitely how I was thinking. I believe you're saying High Point. Yeah, ATS so far this season. Yeah, they've been a great team to bet on, definitely. And I also have bet a couple of High Point games live when the first half didn't go as I was expected. So yeah. All right, let's just scan the whole card. I just have one official play for anyone tracking official plays. Cleveland State team total under 59 minus 110, but just scanning the whole card. Things I'm thinking about, ways I am leaning. Yeah, Queens and Winthrop over, and first half over, maybe more so. FAU Illinois, geez, that's a tough one. I'd be leaning under, but that's just a lean, and I can understand why that might not be a
MSG unders.
Yeah.
That's a real deal.
Leaning under and first half under there. The Michigan State game, 5 is probably too much, but I'd want to take that. Yeah, I would agree. Lean High Point, lean over, lean High Point, team total over. Other games, I'd be leaning maybe Akron against Bradley, given only a 1.5, although the line doesn't doesn't make me feel good. Leaning at UMKC plus 26, although they could easily get blown out. Very strong lean, and will probably be on it with Utah Valley as a home dog. And scanning.
Connor what about Indiana? Indiana, Michigan. You have anything in that game?
Not hold on one second. Yeah, not really. I just let me get.
Me too. I get it. Michigan, this would be a great spot for them to here at home to win, but now it's 7.
Yeah.
I don't think you should bet that game. Like I think, and not that I love Indiana really on the road. They've kind of, they've won the last few. They got by Maryland. Not a great team. I mean, I'd be on the dog or nothing now that this has been creeping up. I don't love it though. I just want to see if you had anything in there. One other game, Pete, too.
I mean, Michigan has great bigs, but like the perimeter D is just not good so far. Good. So it's just tough.
I mean, they beat Stanford. They haven't looked great. Southern Utah look very, very good this year so far. They're at home. This is where they play their best ball. This has moved all the way, some places 25, 24 and a half. This is like little brother, big brother. I think if this keeps moving, though, I'm getting interested in Southern Utah. And they're not great this year.
Yeah.
From the past years, they haven't shot where they shoot the 3 ball well. They haven't done that. And this game, over. This is dropped. This keeps dropping more. Maybe they think Southern Utah's, because their offense kind of been down, but Utah should be in the mid 80s. I'm going to look at that a little bit more. I just didn't know if you did.
If you had these same players and it was like one team from Kentucky and another team from like Arizona, I would definitely be all over Utah, even at 25. But a rivalry game like this, Utah's way better,
Yeah. And they played some tough games over the years. They don't play every year, but it always seems like it's like 10 or less. Southern Utah is just down a little bit so far to start the year, and Utah playing well. I thought that was one I wanted
huge edge for Utah. I mean, if Utah was fully motivated and it wasn't a rivalry game, without question, I would pull the trigger on Utah super big at minus 25. But, rivalry game, big spread, I'm going to have to stay off it,
Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Unless anyone else has a couple more. I think we've hit just about all of them. Anyone else have any games in the chat here?
No, I guess Reginald Luker says Seton Hall plus 11.5 and over in the Syracuse game. Yeah, I guess the over in the Syracuse game is the way to go, because I think that Cornell will put up their points and Syracuse won't. They won't be able to stop Syracuse inside, so it should be a very high scoring game. Maybe the first half over in that Syracuse game might be great. I might add that one onto my official plays right now. You know what I mean? And let me see. And the Seton Hall game is I don't know, man. I mean, Baylor, gosh.
Baylor, but not 11.5. I think Baylor wins here. 11.5. I didn't want to lay 11.5. That was kind of the final thing. Seton Hall, I'm not really big on right now. Baylor, better team, but I just didn't want to lay 11.5 in that game at all.
Yeah, let's see what the first half over is, just for shits and giggles. In the Syracuse Cornell game, it's probably like 80.5 here at Pinnacle. Let's see what it is. The first half total is let's see. Total first half 79, slightly juiced to the under. That's not a bad play there. Yeah, I think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't think Cornell is going to stop.
They can't stop them.
Yeah. On the inside, and that's very tough. I can't make that an official play right now, but I'd have to just look into it a little bit more, and then I would. But all right, I think we covered the college basketball. Maybe we'll be a little bit more organized for college basketball in future shows. But as of right now, I think we did a fairly good job. Anyone else? Any comments? Go ahead. What'd you say?
Yeah. We can go full order next
wrap
time,
it up.
however we want.
So just review your official plays you've given so far in college in this show so far.
Yeah, I'm on. I just wanted to double check this. Yeah, I'm on North Carolina plus 6, minus 110. I got to take the points there. Here at MSG, it's just too many in a game that could be close, and I think their bench is deeper. I think they match up well. North Texas plus 4.5. Pete, minus 108. There's still 4s. I think that's fine. Good free throw team. Boise, not a great free throw team. They are at home. Better team at home. Not a great team from 3. Give me North Texas in that game and lean under a little bit. I'm not going to mess with that total, though. I'm just staying off the total in that one. And I'm waiting here. Few games. Utah Valley, K-State, and I talked about Georgia Tech, Georgia. I'm going to let this continue to rise. If I really see, I'll see how far it goes. If I can get like a 149, I'm going to pound the under in that basketball game.
Connor Mack, so great to do a show with you. What would your college basketball team limit? What if they raise it to like 600 teams? Could you handle that? I think you could. What if they raise it to 800 teams? I don't know if you could do that, but no. 380, however they got right now, no problem for you, Connor Mack, covering everybody, right, Connor?
Well, and as we go, it gets, the year goes on too, Pete, you always have stuff from last year. And some of these teams I don't bet on, but once it gets to conference season, the small schools, I'm really betting them a lot more than I do early on. Like I'll be betting a lot of these, the extra board, when you start to see these teams really come, how they start playing and how they start playing in conference play. And oh yeah, I'll be going through all these teams all the time.
It was a great show. All right, Connor Mack, we can let you go. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, right, Connor?
Appreciate it, Pete. Thanks, my man.
Okay, Jose,
have a good one.
Come back in here for a second. Jose Bouquet. That was a pretty good show, right, Jose?
Yeah, it was great.
Anything else?
I was about to end it right there, actually, but it was a great one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll say the final word for this show. That was a great show. It was a great show. We'll see you again next Tuesday.